Well, I'm here with Jamie Harrison. She's the Chief Growth Officer at Meritrust Credit Union. Thanks for talking with us today.
Hello. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So really, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about your MRM and what you guys have done with it. So can you tell me a little bit about kind of how you got started in the MRM and kind of what your goals were when you were kicking it off?
Sure. But first, can I clarify MRM versus CRM?
Please do.
I think that is a confusing
I
thing
would love
for
that.
a lot of people. So when we first started down this road, in the credit union world, how customer is always interchangeable with member. So it's always C and M, that kind of thing. So from what my understanding is, to simplify it in my mind, the MRM was the entire scope of what you guys have built that we could actually take and add on if we wanted to. But there's like account opening, there's the fraud module, there's other things too. And then the CRM is a piece of that,
Yep.
correct?
Absolutely.
So I would like to zone in on the CRM because I don't really know all the other things about the other one.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when you're looking at your CRM, what was kind of your main goal and vision that you wanted to accomplish with it?
That is a great question. So CRMs get a really bad reputation with basically every company who doesn't know how to utilize it, and they're very, very expensive. So one thing that I loved about the See You NextGen one is that you could come in and you could really take the platform that you guys have built and then take it wherever you wanted it to go. And so for us, that was just a blank canvas that we could actually do what we wanted to do, which was all about customization, personalization, and getting into this whole sales impact of how do we connect all of these insights together and put them into a team that's actually connecting with the member and then drive that growth that way. So we've set up everything in our credit union around engagement plus loyalty equals profitability. So it's the acquisition pieces, but then it's getting them to engage with you. And in most places, there's a disconnect between what the customer is doing and then what's happening in the people who are connecting with them. So the frontline staff, the contact center, any of our production teams, people are under the impression that with the CRM, it is you come into the branch, I ask you the question of, where would you like to be in 5 years, if financially, and you type that in, and then I don't see you again for another maybe 6 months, 2 years, because you're a very digital person and you don't come into the branch unless you absolutely need something. That information is useless to me because I don't know you really, and I've asked you a very personal question, and you've given me the most generic, high-level thing that people type in, and then that's where CRMs get a bad reputation because what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to monetize that? But the world has changed so much that you're online, you do things and you have these digital footprints everywhere that tell me who you are, what you like to buy, why you like to buy it. I mean, there's a psychology behind what you're doing with your money and why, and using different types of, classically trained behavior psychologists or AI models that can actually take that information and then help us understand how to personalize to you and actually talk to you in a way that resonates with you. So I'm not asking you this, almost intimate question of, what do you want to be in 5 years and where do you want to be financially? Money is so personal to people that they don't want to talk about it, but then that's the only way that we can do things around the world. So long story short, when we built our CRM, that's the part that we wanted both elements. We wanted that connector piece of our frontline staff engaging and connecting with members, but then the gold was actually that underlying current of everything that was digital, that I can get those customer insights and I can put them back into your personal file as a member and then connect that to the frontline staff that this person is interested in this. This is the true next best cross-sell. This is how this person relates with money, that kind of thing. That anything that we can put back in the hands of the salespeople so they can close the deal and then again, make that person feel like they're valued, but we're also speaking in a way that it resonates with them.
Yeah,
so that's what we built with our CRM. It's all purposed for sales, which could be a bad word in the credit union world, but it shouldn't be because we have products and people buy them. So again, at the end of the day, our business model is that they come in, they buy a product, and they engage with that product. And so we're after acquisition and engagement. And again, those should correlate back to profitability. But I think sometimes that we forget, we still have products and people still buy them. And How do they use us?
Yeah, I definitely think the term sale can get a bad rap, but at the same time, it's you're selling something to members that you think will benefit them. It's for their overall engagement with the credit union, but also their experience and how they can, increase their financial lives through Meritrust.
Their whole financial well-being. If we truly believe that we have the best products and services, then we should be talking about this.
Yeah. So since doing the CRM, what have you kind of seen, like growth-wise? Is it something that your team's really engaged with using it?
So,
can you share a little about that?
Yeah, it is actually super exciting when everything that we've been building for the past 4 years is actually coming together, and you can see the momentum of it just taking off, and everything is connected all the way through, from the top of the budget of what we're doing and why, all the way down to getting that information to frontline staff, and then putting that information out there so they can deepen that relationship, but then them being able to see, I actually contributed to what's happening up here in terms of the profitability, where in the past things got lost in translation all the way through. But now they can see all the way through. This is what I'm after in terms of engagement and loyalty. And I can see that now where it is in the profitability pieces, and they can see directly how that impacts them. So the way that we've broken it down, in terms of how we're measuring engagement, is after those, those 4 categories of this spend, save, plan, borrow. Yep. And we've added manage on there, which is specifically towards all of our digital products and services, because we really wanted to be pushing digital first. So those have very specific definitions under each of those categories that line back up to profitability pieces. And so when our members come in, they know exactly, our frontline staff know exactly which of those categories they're engaged in. And so they know how to talk to them on getting them to engage more. Or if one category is slipping out of engagement, they know how to talk to them. So instead of just blindly asking, how are you doing today? I can see specifically how you are with your money, where you are with your money, and then I can tailor those conversations again to drive deeper engagement. But the deeper engagement is a twofold. It's sustainability and profitability for us, but it's also, if we truly are living out our purpose and our mission, we are helping people improve their relationship with money. So those conversations are very directed. It's not like we need to sell 18 checking accounts today, that kind of thing. It's more, it's understanding their journey and where they're at, and just arming them with the best information possible. Yeah,
so you kind of say you're learning more about your members, right? So you're getting the data behind kind of their behaviors and what they do, and then that kind of is giving you some predictive of what do they need, and how can we help them further, and how can we deepen that relationship and benefit them? It's kind of giving you both sides of that.
Yep, 100%. I think one of the biggest realizations for me is we sit on their checking accounts. We know exactly where they're buying, when they're repeat buying. And that is so telling of a person, of who they are, but then also their value propositions. Where you spend your money is what you value. And there's so much behind that, you think of all of these other companies and all of the information that they buy, the data out there, they want to know, what do you like? What do you not like? Who are you? It's all purpose to get to that personalization piece. But then you think of it's Dillon's here, right? Dillon's, King Super, Kroger's. You think of their loyalty cards, and everyone loves it, and they think that it's a benefit for them because they get all of these savings and the special. But no, it's they want to understand what you buy. And so when we take a look at that and we realize how much other companies spend billions of dollars to get this information, and we're literally sitting on top of all of this, it's like, why are we not tapping into that? Getting everything that we possibly can out of that. So once we started to get into that and truly understand, and that connects back to a checking account, not as an indicator of your primary financial institution, but the insights that we can get from that is amazing. But again, using it to go back to, how can I know about you and customize to you and bring anything that's a value proposition to you if I don't know you? And so that the checking account and how they use it, it's gold.
And that's just going to keep getting deeper, right? The more data you have, the more you understand. As you continue on your journey with this product, you're continuing to evolve that even further and expand it and utilize it. And I'm excited to see kind of how that journey continues.
Me too. Yeah. I'm very excited. Our goal is to be prescriptive banking by the end of 2030. So we have five more years on this journey. But that's where basically our goal is to be, 10 steps ahead of you. So we have to know you so well in order to be 10 steps ahead of you, because there's anomalies and there's trends, but it's truly understanding, how can we bring value back to you in terms of how you manage your money and what you do with your money. So I'm excited about where that's going to be in 5 years.
I know we are too. We're really excited to see it come to fruition. We're really excited for the partnership, and thanks for chatting with us today.
We love it. You're welcome.